If you are a medical courier, right, and you're trying to really make a lot of cash over time, you got to really think about dedicated medical courier contracts because the whole thing is it's not just about going to Uship or other apps and bidding on jobs there. You got to really establish a very stable source of revenue, a stable revenue base. So that's the way you actually get that is actually through dedicated medical courier contracts. First thing first, if you want to get dedicated medical courier contracts, you got to really bid for medical courier contracts. In other words, if you don't bid, you don't get the opportunity, right? So you have a lot of options out there when it comes to dedicated medical courier contracts. The thing is, you got to really first ask yourself, what kind of geography you want to cover? Or do you want to limit yourself to your city, to your state? Or do you want to really do OTR and really cover all the 50 states? Okay, maybe not you personally, but you can have an organization, you can have a team that covers all 50 states. But let's just start with the simplest. You want to cover a city. Maybe you want to cover downtown, or you want to cover the suburbs. You can start. So what you want to do is you want to research opportunities. Okay, you want to check government procurement websites for public tenders and look for contract listings on specialized courier platforms. Okay, I'll give you a few courier platforms in this show. But if you have a question, please let me know in the comment section, and I'll certainly give you more information based on where you are at. Because basically, the city and state where you are at will actually will condition the kind of research opportunities you got to have. You want to research opportunities. You want to prepare your business. Very important. If you are a medical courier, don't think of yourself as a sole proprietorship. You got to have a business, okay? Maybe an LLC. You want to write your bid proposals, okay? The thing is, you can go on government and public health websites, healthcare institutions, even international organizations like the World Health Organization, for instance. They regularly issue RFPs for courier services all over the country. So that's kind of important. Now, in terms of websites, you have GoShare, for instance, you have Freight, you have Courier, you have Bungie, and you also have MetroB. So you have a lot of opportunities for let's say for researching medical courier contracts. If you want to get dedicated medical courier contracts this year and start making possibly a six digits a year, you want to create a business plan for your medical courier service. I mean, I don't care what people tell you. Like, again, like I said, if you're a medical courier, don't think of yourself as a sole proprietorship. Think of yourself as a business, okay? So have a business plan. I'm not asking you to have 50 pages or 1,000 pages of a business plan. Just have maybe 1 or 2 pages. Okay, there are ways to actually create a one-page business plan. The thing is that you creating a business plan is going to force you to clearly define your services, right? You want to be clear as to what you offer because see, when it comes to medical courier, you have a whole bunch of offers, and you can serve different audiences, different target niches as well. So you also want to so after defining your services, you want to conduct a thorough market analysis. Again, let's limit ourselves to your city. Okay, don't even go to your state. The state will be too much, will be too large unless you live in Delaware or Rhode Island. But if you live in a state where you have some pretty pretty large area, just focus on your city. So or even your county, for instance. Okay, so you want to include your operational strategies in the business plan. You want to outline your pricing structure and financial projections in your business plan, but also you need to explain your marketing strategy. In other words, how do you really increase exposure over your medical courier service? Okay. And the next thing you want to do here is to get compliant with key regulations. So if you want to really secure contracts on dedicated medical courier routes, you want to really make sure that you comply with key regulatory bodies like HIPAA, for instance, OSHA, and DOT. Those are the top three that are going to really take care of you if you take care of them too. Okay. So HIPAA, for instance, stands for the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Acts. So medical couriers need to protect patient privacy and handle health information confidentiality. So this involves what? It involves training staff on current HIPAA guidelines to make sure they handle and transport medical records appropriately. OSHA actually stands for Occupational Safety and Health Administration. So this is actually important for employees handling medical materials. So you want to train your team and yourself, by the way, to properly handle biological specimens and use personal protective equipment. So that's important. The PPE has to be really, really, and DOT, Department of Transportation, I mean, they want you to make sure that you label hazmats, for instance, appropriately. If you want to get dedicated medical courier contracts this year and make tons of money as a medical courier, you want to use technology to provide a better service. Okay, don't think you can do this. You can do things manually. Now, this is a very competitive world out there, and in this economy, things are changing all the time. You have new entrants all the time, and if you are, let's say, in a very competitive metro area like LA or New York or Dallas or Chicago, you got to have technology because you have thousands of other medical couriers actually vying for a piece of the pie. So you can't do things manually because they're using technology too. Okay, so if you want to do things manually, you'll be losing a lot of cash. Okay, so use tech to provide a better service. The thing is that most medical contracts rely on speed and efficiency. There's nothing you can do about it, especially if you are transporting, let's say, time-sensitive materials or equipment. So if you want to improve your speed, you want to use delivery management software with live route tracking and route optimization. And the cool thing is you can see where your drivers are in real time. You can adjust routes if needed. You can give accurate delivery times to clients, and clients want to have that accuracy. Clients want to have that promptness. They want to have that speed. They want to have that accuracy. Okay, and if you are able to do that, you will increase trust with healthcare providers, including hospitals and clinics. And but also the cool thing is that this process also improves client satisfaction by delivering on time or quicker every single time. Okay, so that's what you want. You want to be in a position where you are able to have a tool that helps dispatchers, for instance, plan the quickest, most logical routes by considering traffic, delivering times, delivery times, and internal details like courier driver breaks and preferences. Okay, that means what? It means that your drivers can make more deliveries in less time, making your company, your medical courier company, more appealing to potential clients who need a speedy, dependable service. If you want to get dedicated medical courier contracts this year, I want you to also think about networking. You can't really just be in your bubble and hope that opportunities will just show up, or let's say contracts will just show up. Okay, or no. You got to really get out there and really talk. You need to run elbows with folks who are calling the shots. Okay, so network and build industry relationships. So building a strong network can help your medical courier service gain trust and credibility in the healthcare industry. The healthcare industry is a pretty it's very slow when it comes to cultivating relationships. It's very slow when it comes to trusting. So for folks to really trust you, you got to really get out there, and it takes time. It takes patience too. But the cool thing is, it's a very rewarding process. Because what happened here is that forming direct connections with healthcare facilities and providers gives you first-hand access to potential contracts. Great when most companies, including medical facilities, are more likely to hire someone they know and trust, right? I mean, if you would rather do business with someone that you love, that you like, that you know, okay, that you trust too. So networking also keeps you informed about the changing needs and challenges in the healthcare sector, and there are actually changes all the time. And being abreast of all these changes helps you adapt your services accordingly. So that's kind of cool. That's really the route you want to take. So you want to reach out maybe to local healthcare facilities and providers, labs, clinics, hospitals. You want to introduce your services and demonstrate how you can meet their specific needs. Also, attending industry events and joining healthcare associations are great ways to make those connections. And also, you want to think about industry conferences like HIMSS and Health 2.0. Think about local healthcare events. So you can use sites like Meetup and Eventbrite to find healthcare events in your local area. Think about professional organizations. Okay, you can join groups like Medical Courier Connection and CAMS, and you can think about online forums. Join dedicated medical courier groups like Medical Courier Startup on Facebook. So the thing is, you need to really get out there and make yourself known. That's all. If you want to really get dedicated medical courier contracts this year, you want to highlight your safety and reliability standards. If you remember a little earlier, I spoke to you about the fact that you have to comply with regulations, okay? And one such regulatory body is called OSHA. And OSHA, it's all about safety. OSHA, it's all about reliability. So if you can highlight that you have a OSHA compliant and DOT compliant procedures in your medical courier company, that will help you big time. Okay, so providers needs to trust that their sensitive materials will be handled correctly and delivered on time. Right? It's and well, what I'm speaking about is non-negotiable. You cannot negotiate on safety. You cannot compromise on safety. You're not going to really keep your clients if you're compromising all the time on safety. Okay, safety and speed of delivery are quintessential when it comes to the medical courier business. So, by showing that you take safety and reliability seriously, you can actually stand out from your competitors and secure those all important long term contracts. That's what you want. You want to be in a position where you are securing long term contracts that are really producing a steady source of revenue. So you have revenue that's stable. That's what you want. So you want to develop strict safety protocols for handling medical materials. You want to create clear rules for packaging, transporting, and delivering things like lab samples, medications, and medical equipment. You want to cover everything, okay? From how to properly label packages to what protective gear couriers should wear. Be as granular as possible. You want to put together a thorough training program to keep your drivers up to date on the latest rules and regulations. And you also want to create a strong quality assurance program and regularly check how well your couriers are performing. Okay, and you can do this by, for instance, reviewing delivery times and accuracy, and also asking clients for feedback. And that's going to help you big time, especially in the long run. So that's really a good way to really establish your safety and reliability standards. If you want to really get dedicated medical courier contracts this year, you also want to think about how you package your services. Okay, for instance, you can offer customizable service packages. That's going to help you big time. What you want to do is you want to create different service levels. Okay, for example, you might offer an urgent service for, let's say, time-sensitive deliveries like lab samples, like that really need quick testing, and a standard service for regular deliveries like medical supplies. You also want to think about providing maybe specialized services. Okay, you can narrow down your services to focus on specific materials and products. For example, you can provide a temperature controlled transport service for medicines that need to stay cold. And what you want to do is in your marketing materials and outreach efforts, you want to mention that your service uses non-CDL drivers. This can be a strong selling point for small clinics and pharmacies that need reliable yet affordable delivery services without the added cost of CDL requirements. You also need to show your expertise. I mean, showing your expertise has to be a constant. You want to show your expertise all the time because that's how you're going to draw attention to your courier service. And you also want to set competitive prices. I think I started today's conversation by saying that healthcare this medical courier contracts are an extremely competitive field, and for you to really stand out, of course, you got to be fast. Of course, you have to have quality standards, but most importantly, you have to be affordable. I didn't say cheap, affordable. because the whole thing is not for you to really be in business and actually get out of business because your prices are not really that interesting from a revenue perspective. You still need to really have a decent margin, profit margin, but you got to be competitive. You also want to develop a strong online presence. That's going to help you big time, especially in the long run. You want to develop a strong online presence, not only in terms of your the local area, but also nationally, and that's going to help you big time in terms of establishing credibility. Okay, that's an important element. So when I speak about developing a strong online presence, you can build a professional, optimized website. You can share success stories, and you also want to think about developing a strong brand identity. And everything I'm telling you, you don't need to really spend thousands of dollars. Okay, maybe $200 or $300 should do the job, should get the job done. You also want to market your services on multiple channels. If you want to get dedicated medical courier contracts, think about having a multi-channel strategy. So here I'm speaking about you being present on social media. So you can do social media marketing. You can do email marketing, for instance. Okay. So email marketing is kind of cool if you have already built the an email list. If you have a list already, and the list is made up of loyal readers or loyal followers, then you can really leverage that. Okay. And the cool thing is you want to build an email list of potential clients, and then you want to send regular newsletters packed with valuable content, and use personalized email campaigns to reach out to, let's say, specific types of healthcare providers. You also want to think about content marketing. So start a blog on your website, create infographics explaining your services, or shoot short videos that demonstrate your safety protocols. And finally, you can think about advertising in the industry. So you can place ads in healthcare trade publications or medical news websites. You can sponsor local healthcare events, or you can use Google Ads to target healthcare specific keywords. Now, when it comes to advertising, you have to really think that this is costly. So you got to have a certain budget to actually engage in that. Another way to get dedicated medical courier contracts, especially in this economy where you want to grab any opportunity that comes your way, you want to partner with recruitment agencies. Okay, so good delivery drivers are actually the beating heart of your courier business. Without them, you will struggle to win respectable, ongoing medical contracts. So consider partnering with recruitment agencies to find skilled drivers, and this is kind of cool. Okay, and the good thing about those agencies is that they have access to a large pool of candidates, saving you a ton of time and effort searching for and screening actually potential employees, and that's what you want. The last way to actually get dedicated medical courier contracts, and this is, in my view, one of the most important, if not the most important one, it's to actually think about customer service. You want to provide excellent customer service. That's how you actually build credibility. That's how you build trust, and that's how you establish accountability. Okay, excellent customer service, and I mean this. This is a non-negotiable. You do not want to compromise on quality. You do not want to compromise on safety, but you definitely do not want to compromise also. You do not want to compromise on customer service. That means what? It means that we got to have a mindset of customer first. You got to have a customer first mindset. Put yourself in your customer's shoes. How would you want to be treated? And treat your customers that way. Okay, and basically that means that you have to be responsive. So you can set up a responsive support system, and this might be a dedicated phone line or email address that clients can use to ask questions or report problems. Okay, make sure you have someone available to answer those calls or emails quickly. That's important. Responsiveness and speed, okay, are going to help your business. You want to train your staff. If you want to win dedicated medical courier contracts, you want to train your staff, and you want to train your staff on an ongoing basis. This is not a one-time thing. So encourage your team to handle, let's say, client inquiries and issues efficiently. The thing is that your team has to feel involved in the whole process. and your team has to look at the client's issues as their own issues. In other words, empathy can help big times in when it comes to solving those problems. And you also want to follow up with clients after delivery to make sure they need anything else. Okay, if they were happy with the experience, all that kind of stuff. And this is also a great opportunity to collect reviews. And you know that reviews are critical in today's world, in today's economy. The reviews are critical to actually win more business down the line anyway. So that's important. Okay, so think about making sure that if you want to get dedicated medical courier contracts, think about automatically optimizing important routes, adding multiple stops to routes, make sure products are delivered on time, getting real-time tracking and updates, and also collecting proof of delivery for your records. So the coda into this conversation, I just explained to you how to get dedicated medical courier contracts. I gave you all the top ways to do so. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.